What's up, everybody? It's Alex from Heavy New York. We are here at Menegroth Studios in Woodhaven, Queens, and today we're here with Rodolfo of 7th Genocide. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, it's so awesome to have you here. I know that you're working on some new music now. You just showed me some of your music before. Do you try to have a certain sound that defines 7th Genocide, or do you like to experiment with your sound and make every song different?
Oh, well, for sure we try to experiment and to find different influences to mix to create our own sound. And with this new album, we are experimenting with some new things that we have never tried before. But yeah, I mean, the music is always atmospheric. We have a lot of soft parts and faster parts and more aggressive sections. You know, it's a mix of things. And yeah, on this album, maybe we have found a more organic way to mix all the things.
Okay. Did you have like a preconceived idea when making this album, or did you did everything happen organically? Was there a lot of improvising?
Well, actually, everything happened naturally because we used to work separately about the songs. So we had some stuff, we rehearsed, and we have found the right formula. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't anything intentional. That was stuff that we had, and working separately on it, we have found the right direction.
Interesting. Is there a concept that 7th Genocide also has in terms of the lyrics, or does every song mean something different?
Well, actually both, because all the lyrics are about something personal. I used to write mostly abstract stuff with thoughts and things I have in mind. I used to come out with all the bad things I have inside and to create a sort of poem, maybe, that eventually becomes the lyric of a song. And of course there are some topics that we used to have in every song, like for example death, sadness, landscapes, and but you know, everything comes naturally also with the lyrics.
Okay. Do you like to leave the lyrics open to interpretation, or do you like to maybe inform the listener on what you're feeling?
For sure, I like to give a free interpretation about everything, because you know, something that means something to me can be everything else to every listener. So I like if there is a free interpretation of the lyrics.
Okay. Do you need to hear the music in order to come up with the lyrics, or do you sometimes have lyrics written and that helps the rest of the band like determine the outcome of the music?
Depends from the song. Actually, maybe all the songs from this album has been written completely separately about the lyrics and the music. I wrote the lyrics and then I adapted them to the music, so it was completely separate. But for the other albums, we did something more like writing the lyrics when the songs were already written and stuff like that. So it depends.
Okay. I've always was worried if you write lyrics first and then you hear the music, it like goes one or two syllables over like the arrangement of the song.
Yeah, with screaming vocals, that's not a problem. You know, I used to repeat some verses sometimes, and I like to separate the verses with the structure of the song. So it's another kind of work, but I like to do it as well. So it's not a problem with screaming vocals.
Okay, fair enough. You just sustain over the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Now you mentioned that like a lot of the songs come from an internal source. Are you at all looking at the world around you as a source of inspiration as well? Coming from Rome, I'd imagine, you know, with all the history that's there and the art, I'd imagine that maybe could also influence your music as well.
Well, actually, we are not influenced very much about the history of our country, but for sure there are influences from a certain type of music. Like for example, the dark prog from the 70s is a huge inspiration for us, mostly musically and not very much lyrically. But yeah, I think that the Italian influences come mostly from the musical aspect.
Okay. When it comes to the music, is there ever something when it comes to creating a song that has to come first? Do you have to follow the rhythm, or is there a melody that you guys write around? Is there ever something that comes first, or does every song have a new approach?
Yeah, I think that it's different for every song. So there is not a particular formula that we use. We have different approach to every song.
Okay, and that can help determine the end product as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I love asking this because this is always the hardest question for everybody to answer. How do you know when a song is done?
Oh, that's a weird question.
Mm.
I think probably when it's recorded, because
Fair
we
enough.
always add something, and we always discuss about changing things. Of course, small things, but yeah, I think when it's recorded.
Okay, that's fair enough. Do you ever look back at the song and be like, oh, we should have added that there, or not?
Yeah, so now we have a reference for live shows, and that's the approach.
Yeah. Now you just brought up the next question when it comes, because I'm looking forward to seeing you at the Kingsland this Friday. Do you try to execute the material exactly how people hear it on the album, or do you like to maybe make the live presence a little bit different than what people would experience just listening to your music?
Yeah, it's always a little bit different, but it's a natural process. Also, this we have some sections that have a completely different dynamics than the studio recordings, and we maybe add some parts. So we don't play all the guitar parts because we have a lot of layers in our songs. So I'd say that usually the songs are different than the studio version. Not so much different, but a bit.
Is it a different energy that you channel playing live versus like in front, like playing in front of an audience versus like playing in the studio like this? Is it a different mind frame altogether?
Well, actually, this time we are recording the album live, so it's a different approach, and we think that our live approach is a very good approach than recording separately in a studio. So we tried to put this kind of energy also on the album this time. But it's the first time we do it.
Okay. So maybe like this is the closest it'll feel to playing in front of an audience
Yeah,
by
exactly.
recording a live
Yeah.
album. And the final question I wanted to ask you is coming from Rome, you know, I've told you before, like just in Italy in general, the home of Flesh God Apocalypse, Distrage, Lacuna Coil, Rhapsody, like so many great bands have come from Italy. Is there a active metal scene in Rome where you come from, or do you like to just get outside your hometown to get the name of Seventh Genocide out there?
Well, for sure there is a metal scene, but actually what we do is not very common. So I think that maybe the most similar band from Rome we played with is Climb 1918, which is a post-rock band with a lot of atmospheric stuff, and it's not metal at all. But I think it's the most similar band we played with. But there is a lot of death metal in Rome, a lot of maybe gothic doom metal, but not so much atmospheric black metal or stuff like the one we played.
Okay, but there is a lot of places to play. And
Yeah,
there's a
sure,
great
sure.
scene.
We do shows as well. We have a collective called Sycamore Shows, and we organize DIY shows in Rome. So there is a good choice of shows.
Okay. I'd imagine, because I visited Rome when I was in August. It was super hot there.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
but I was just doing tourism. I know what to look for next time I'm in Rome.
Yeah, August is a really dead month for shows in Rome. So yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, in other periods there are a lot of shows every night of different genres. So it's a good city regarding the live scene.
Awesome. So before we go, I'd like to thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you for the interview.
Yeah, of course, I'm looking forward to the show in Brooklyn on Friday. Is there just anything else with Seventh Genocide you would like to promote in terms of shows, or when could we be expecting this new music that you're working on?
Oh yeah, I don't have anything in particular, so because the album is on process, and I hope it will be available soon, something to listen. So I don't have anything in particular to add.
Okay. Anything we could be expecting after the Brooklyn show in terms of?
Oh yeah, a lot of energy, a lot of atmosphere, and our music is our first show in US, so I think that there is a lot of expectation on this.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Everybody, we are here with Seventh Genocide from Rome. New music coming very soon. This is Alex from Heavy New York. We'll see you next time.